Hi everyone, it's Ryan Lundquist with SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com, and today let's look at the previous real estate bubble and try to note some of the trends that were going on at the time. I think this is relevant as we begin to talk about the housing bubble, and there's so much conversation right now. Are we in a bubble? Okay, and so first, forgive me. I know I sound like I'm sitting in the bathroom right now, but I'm not. I actually have a really great mic. I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully it's manageable. But anyway, here's average price per square foot. These graphs that I'm going to show you, they're from the beginning of 2005 to the very beginning of 2007. And this is relevant because the market peaked out in Sacramento County in the summer of 2005. Okay, so you can see it right here, August 2005, average price per square foot reached its very peak. And so you can see increases until then, and then you see through the end of 2005, the market softening. One of the hard things is that the market usually softens during the fall months, and so how do we know if the market's declining or just softening? Let me show you a graph in just a sec, I think, to draw that distinction. But you see this downward trend, and even at the beginning of 2006, it's very normal for the market to heat up and show a seasonal uptick. You see a very slight uptick where the market was probably best described as stable at best, but then declining afterwards. Okay, and you also see here's for sale versus sold. And this is trend graphics in MLS. Click on trends and you can see some of these graphs. You can see pending sales in red, sort of hitting its peak in the summer of 2005. Then you can see pending sales going down. Okay, slight uptick during the spring because that's normal, and then just this declining trend. So you see that this declining, and you see here's a big factor: houses that are for sale, dramatic increase. Okay, let's look at price, uh, average sales price. Excuse me, in red. Okay, you can see average sales price in red tops out in the summer of 2005 and declines, slight seasonal uptick in the spring, declines. Okay, so you still see this seasonal element when the market is declining clearly, and so that's important to realize. All right, but here what's interesting, here are the listings. And you can see even before sales stats-wise started to decline, you can see listings back here started to have price reductions. Okay, so when we see price reductions increase more and more and more, that's a sign that the market is getting soft. And if we see, that, cross maybe a certain threshold, a certain amount, then, that's going to be an issue. Um, let's see here. Months of inventory. This is one of the most significant graphs in my mind. Here is the summer of 2005. You can see an increase of inventory from the spring that year, but afterwards, after values started declining, sentiment began changing in the market, there were less pending sales, all the metrics seemed to be going down. One of the most important metrics that was increasing was inventory. Okay, it's been said that housing inventory, anything above or anything around 5 months is normal, but that's definitely not the case in our market. You can see here, anything that was between 3 and 4 months was really struggling. And in the summer of 2005, when it increased above 3 months, we really had some problems with values, and values were declining. So we could go through a market and you think, okay, the market seems like it's getting so slow during the fall, and then I see values are declining, and what's going on? The market's falling apart. But we have to look at inventory. What are inventory levels doing? Okay, and that might help us give us clues into whether are we looking at the bursting of a bubble, or are we looking at a normal seasonal lull? Okay, and sometimes it's not easy to see that when we're in the midst of a market. Okay, even the best minds in the world miss these things all the time. But right now in the Sacramento area, we have inventory that's been hovering around 2 months. Okay, it's very, very low. So it's definitely not this dynamic that we're seeing right now. Here was the same time when the real estate bubble burst, inventory was already about 4 months. Okay, and right now we're at half of that. And so it's a very manageable size for the market at this current time. And so anyway, I hope this was good for perspective, and let me know if it helped, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.